Thank you for inviting me to speak to all of you today, and I apologise I could not attend in person. I hope I can make enough of a contribution through this video message. Now, most of you probably already know of the enormous benefits to the UK from EU membership, the millions of jobs and billions of pounds of revenue from trade with the EU, our place at the table at international negotiations, or our ability to tackle such pressing global issues as the refugee crisis or climate change. It is clear that if we would like Britain to remain relevant and prosperous in the 21st century, we must remain in the EU, and we must strive to make the EU stronger, more effective, and bring it closer to its citizens. The type of reforms we need in the EU are not about protections for city bankers, but about how we can bring about greater social justice and inclusion, with a stronger connection between the EU and its citizens and the developing world. This is the question I would like to speak to you about. How do we bring the EU to the kitchen table, as you put it? British citizens have been exposed to years of anti-EU stories in the tabloid press, with various myths and outright lies about straightening bananas or vacuum cleaner regulation. Although we did not ask for this referendum, it is an exciting opportunity to reshape the way we see Europe and talk about it truthfully, to reshape our national discourse from one of disgruntlement to one of solidarity with our neighbours. It is up to each of us during this campaign for Europe to make the case for Europe and why we are better off in it, addressing the common concerns that we all have. First of all, we need to be reminded that the European Union is a project of peace. It has brought about an unprecedented period of peace and prosperity after hundreds of years of bloody wars. After the fall of the Iron Curtain, the European Union managed to bring the Eastern Bloc dictatorships into the fold of democratic nations. Europe has created a space where values of human rights, democracy and social justice are fought for and protected. Indeed, I spend much of my time here working on human rights cases. The European Union has impacted the lives of every British citizen and worker and their families, from equality legislation and anti-discrimination laws to health and safety at work, paid holidays, parental leave and environmental protection. So we must be diligent in debunking the myth that the EU is undemocratic. Although it appears complicated at first, the EU works in a very similar way to a national government, and in many ways it's more democratic than our own parliament with its unelected upper chamber. The Commission is the executive proposing and implementing laws, and it is elected by the European Parliament and the Council together. The European Parliament represents European citizens through direct elections that brought me here to this position. And it's like a lower chamber of Parliament. And the Council of Ministers represents member state governments like an upper chamber. The European Union has democratic infrastructure in place, but it needs to come closer to its citizens. It must listen to them and they must speak. Let us use this period of campaigning to re-engage our fellow citizens and tell them the real, true story of Europe as we see it, and let us listen to their concerns and address them. We must begin to have these conversations now for the sake of our common future and security, and for the future of our young people. And these conversations must begin in schools, with youth, and in community settings, and indeed around the kitchen table. So please feel free to get in touch with me and my office if you have any further questions. And of course, follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you.